For my book project, I decided to focus on my own gender identity and personality, but through time. So looking back in time and concealing time. And so I made my layout of the 4 books plan that I had. So first book was going to be a journey of my hair. The second book was going to be symbols of femininity. The third book was going to be an abstract depiction of my masculinity, and the fourth one was going to have my short film projected onto it. So I started by doing these like very simple mock-ups of like the basic idea of spacing and where I wanted to put my pictures and what pictures I wanted to use. And in the original book that I took inspiration from, and decided to kind of block out most of the written word from the pages because they were irrelevant. I was going to put my own words on it anyway. And then I did a digital mock-up of the video being projected onto the book and decided that I would want to write my own words on the pages. For my third book, I really researched this idea of depicting fragile masculinity rather than toxic masculinity, because that was something that I never felt I had, but I wanted to express this almost the feminine side of masculinity. I then just slightly reworded my poem so that it was like written more in a way that I could speak and not feel like I'm reading. And then I decided to cover the outsides of my books, all unison, the exact same size, the exact same paper with different titles. And then I began to start to work on book 1, and I blocked out the words like I said I would, and I cut through the pages. So it's looking back in time on one page, and the other page, they all sit on top of the page because that's present time. And then I added my poems about my hair, one from my past hair and one from my present hair. I then added fake wool and my real hair to represent the woolly plait hat and my real hair. And then I began to do mock-ups of my toxic masculinity depiction, and I added shading to really make it 3D, so it almost stood out the page rather than going down into the page like the other books. And then I chose my symbols for my femininity book and sealed them down with hot wax and made sure everything was stuck to the page and sealed down again on the top of the page because this was present thoughts. And I wrote 3 different poems about 3 different symbols that I used to explain them but not fully explain them, just so they were there.